Good morning, Dobry Dane from the Kilted Scotsman. Today I'd like to touch on something that made me laugh, especially when I first had my son in Moscow and we had to learn again all the noises from the farm animals. Now of course I've got an elder son and a daughter from Scotland, and obviously we're used to the English, what we would use for the names for animals and all the sounds. So when I was telling the sounds to my wife, and she's like, no, that's not right. That's not right. It's this. Crazy, some of the words. Crazy. So today I'd like to maybe touch on some of them just to see the difference between the English and the Russian way they use pronunciation for these animals and the noises they make. So we'll start with the basics. The dogs. The dogs. Or as the Russians call them, собака. Собака. Sobaka. Okay, so English, woof woof, woof woof. Russian, gav gav, gav gav, gav gav. What? But yeah, this is what we call in Russian. So woof woof becomes gav gav. Then we go on to cat. Cat. Kot in Russian. Kot. Or koshka. Koshka. And this was, for us, meow. Meow. Whereas for the Russians it's meow. 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 So it's quite close, quite similar, so that's not too bad. Now we're starting to one that's a lot different. A rooster. So roosters, anyway, I think for Russians I can understand this is quite strange. For the British is cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo. You know? Which is, yeah, in itself, in its own way, it's quite strange. But for Russians it's cuckoo-coo. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And a rooster in Russian is pitok. Pitok. Thankfully, the next one, cow, is much the same. Moo. English, moo. In Russian. So, thankfully, that's still the same. So now we'll move on to quack. Quack, the duck. Quack, quack in English. For Russian, kra kra. Kra kra. Kra kra. Quack, quack. Sounds like it should be. And a duck is utka. Duck is utka. Next we come on to the pig. Svinina. Pig. So, noise for a pig is oink oink. The Russian is kru kru. Kru kru. Kru kru. Oink oink. Same? I don't know. So the next one we're looking at is very similar, these last two, the next two. So we have apsa, sheep, apsa, and it's ba, ba, English, ba, Russian, b, b, ba, b. So the one that's very similar to this is the kaza, kazol. Now, for some reason, my wife always calls me Stary Kazol, and I don't know what it is. So, goat is what Kazol is. Goat. But, so for goat, we have me, meh, which is more like a bleat than the ba, meh, meh. And for the Russians, it's a me, me. This one, the sound that we use in English, my wife thinks is silly. This one's silly, but I think it's normal. So we're looking at the frog, frog, legushka, legushka, frog. So obviously in English, frog would be ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. But in Russian, they have kwa kwa, kwa kwa, ribbit. Ribbit sounds like it should be in a pond. Kwa kwa sounds like a duck. I don't get my head around this one. Now we're going to move into the most strange one for me. This has always made me laugh. I honestly can't get my head around this one at all. For me, the horse, loshatka, losha, which is a horse in Russian. So Russian and English. English, nee, nee is for a horse. Nee. For Russian, it's igogo, igogo, igogo. What are you on about? Igogo. Next we have Mishka, Mishka, a little mouse. Little mouse, nice quiet, squeak, 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 squeak. In English, squeak, squeak. Russian, we have beep, 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 beep. So now we're moving on to crow. The crow. We have hundreds of crows around this area, so we hear this quite a lot. They're called Varona. Varona crows. So in English it's go, 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 go. Whereas in Russian it's car, 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 car. So next we're going to hit on Shrek's pal, Donkey, Mr. Donkey, Oslek, Oslek, Donkey. So in donkey we have yaw, 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 English. And here in Russian it's ya, ya, ya. So the next one for me is one that I really don't like. It's a muka, muka, bzz, so muka, which is like a fly. So for us we have bzz, bzz, bzz. There's nothing I hate more than I hear in my ears like mosquitoes or flies round your ears. No, I really don't like them. So in Russian they have zzz, 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 rather than bzz, 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 bzz. Next one we have something that we have lots and lots in Russia that we don't have very much in Britain is the wolf, the volk, volk, wolf. So ow, in English, ow, whereas it's more like ow, ow, ow in Russian. And the last one we're going to touch on today is the hen. The hen is a kuritsa. Kuritsa. That's a hen, a chicken. And for us it's click, 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 cluck, 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 cluck. Whereas for the Russians we have kud, kud, kudu, kud, kudok, kud, kudok. Very strange this one. Kud, kud, kudok. Whereas click, click, clock, 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 clock in English. So I hope the listening of the differences between the English and the Russian, and at the same time from the words, the Russian words that I've put into use, that might actually, somebody might learn something on a little Russian there while you're there. I found it funny. I found all this sort of thing funny. If you find this is interesting, or we can use different things for to use the language up between the English and the Russian, because there's a lot of idiosyncrasies between ours and the Russian language. So if you enjoy, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll hear from you all soon. Okay, the new.